Let's take a minute to talk about making selections. It's very simple. You can use the normal click action behavior that we're all used to. We have access to the up and down and left and right arrow keys. If you have an extended numerical keyboard, you can create lasso selections. And then finally, if you would like, you can hold a keyboard modifier such as Shift or Command in order to create selections. Let me show you a little bit more. So if I want to select track 1, 2, and 3, I hold Shift as I create those selections, and now all 3 of these are selected. Now remember, because of the behavior inside of my preferences, all the regions are also selected, but it doesn't have to be that way. I can hold Shift and deselect one of those regions in order to remove it from my overall selection. So that pertains to the tracks. If I just want to select regions, again, I would have to modify the behavior here, and then I can select, let's say, this one, that one, this MIDI region, and this drummer region. And then, of course, we can either nudge, which we'll get into in the next series, Control M to mute, delete, etc., etc. So that is the beginning of selection. I want you to play with clicking one time, understanding that behavior, differentiating track selection from region selection, and then on top of that, learning how to create contiguous selections by holding Shift. This is with regions, this is with tracks, but also this will also pertain to deselecting regions, deselecting tracks. But please don't forget to also utilize this with MIDI events, right? So in the case of this MIDI region, I hold Shift and I click hold, create a lasso selection, and now I'm selecting 3 notes in effect. Well, let's go back to the piano roll. I can select that one MIDI event. I can hold Shift and select that one as well. I could then deselect it by continuing to hold Shift and then clicking on the MIDI event. When you're in the mixer, the behavior is more or less the same. I click on one track, I hold Shift, and then I can hold all of them at the same time. This allows me to make volume changes as a group, also pan changes, and let's say I was trying to route track 1 through 3 all the way over to bus number 15 or something. All of this can be done with ease. So it's very important to get clear on how to create selections, single click selections, how to then select regions, MIDI events within Logic using the arrow keys. Please learn how to make lasso selections. This can be individual lasso selections, and then again, contiguous selections by holding Shift, and then utilizing Shift and other key commands in order to navigate your way around the program. One more thing here. There are times where you can hold Shift, create group selections, and then again, hold Shift to deselect, but you can also just hold Command to deselect as well. So you're going to have to kind of find your way around the program and figure out what does what. But if I tried to do that inside of the tracks area, it wouldn't hold over. And that's simply because when I hold Command, I access the secondary tool that we have available to us within Logic Pro. Again, we will cover more on that later. But for now, the important thing is to start spending time creating track selections, region selections, and then, of course, MIDI event selections. All right, spend some time doing that. Really lock this in, and I will catch you on the next video.